see what. So I was going to keep it in here. Be like, I've got with me here.
Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another week's edition of Not Speak Friend and Question. Cut. Welcome, Strategy Battle Gamers, to another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with GBHL James.
And GBHL Jamie, and we're going to be having just a bit of a chat, really, about the tournament that's coming up. Oh, and it's in this brown envelope. It's the event pack for Throne of Skulls. Woo! Woo!
That's right, and so this was posted up on the Great British Hobbit League Facebook group.
It was, yes, yeah.
By
Mr. Nick Baton. He is the events coordinator at Warhammer World.
Good to see him getting involved in the Great British Hobbit League YouTube.
Not YouTube. The Facebook group, yeah.
Facebook group. Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose it's the ideal place to sort of find your Hobbit gamers.
And to interact with your community.
Yes.
Which Games Workshop has been accused in the past of not doing very well.
Yeah, in the past few years, Games Workshop's taken a bit of a bad rap from people about sort of not caring about their community and being all about the money.
And they do things like shut down like the original Facebook group.
Yes, they shut down their...
Got comments from their YouTubes and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think the disabling comments on YouTube was a good move by them for a business, because YouTube's full of... We're quite fortunate that our followers are quite, upstanding and good. You go on to sort of...
Mostly.
You go on to sort of, a big popular video that gets lots of views, and religion will be sort of... People will be, slamming Islam or Christianity, or... You get the most weird arguments appearing, people trolling and starting flame wars, and YouTube is sort of terrible for it.
Chill out, guys.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's toy soldiers.
Chill out.
So that probably makes sense for them, because you don't want to have your business like if I came and started screaming, Biotic Fit hates, I don't know, Scousers every session.
You wouldn't be far off, to be honest. It's true.
Yeah.
It's alright. I was part of a Scouse regiment, So
you've got reasons for...
I understand you, I suppose.
But yeah, so that makes sense for Games to do that. And they shut down their main Facebook page so that they could open sort of store pages, and that you will then become not close. You wouldn't feel this connection to Games Workshop as a whole. You'd get the connection with your local store, which makes sense from their point of view. And it is frustrating when they did do that, because suddenly everything on their main Facebook page is gone, and you got to find it on your own little splinter cells.
Decentralising it, I suppose. Yeah. So really great to see that he was posted on there, and he had lots of nice little teasers and things.
Yeah.
And what's really interesting about this is I really was impressed with the layout and stuff as well. It just looks pretty as well.
Yeah, well, they've perfected it. So we'll post the PDF link in the description below, so you can check it out as we're going through. We're going to be reading from this printout that I printed off from work. So we'll go through.
Yeah, so The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, Strategy Battle Gaming. This is the event pack. Yeah. The Throne of Skulls, and this is at Warhammer World, which is in Nottingham, which I've never been to. You've been to hundreds of times.
Lots of times, yes. So welcome to the event pack. You've got some sort of fluff from the events team saying Throne of Skulls events are perfect for players of all ages and abilities to come and enjoy, as the focus is on camaraderie and playing in the spirit of the game. Let's say friendly competition and fair play are the order of the day. Whether you're a veteran of 100 battles or you've never been to one of these events before, you're in for a treat. We'll see you on the battlefield.
It's like a bit of fluff there, gets everybody revved up. We're like, yeah, that's right. We're going to war!
Yeah.
Going to war! So what is Throne of Skulls? Because I've never been. What is it?
Okay, so at Throne of Skulls, you'll get to play a number of games over incredible terrain against fully painted armies and like-minded opponents, with prizes available for painting, gaming, bravery and sportsmanship. There is something for everyone to strive for. Grab your collection of miniatures and head to Nottingham for a hobby experience like no other.
I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it.
It is the premier event of the year for us.
The secondary event.
No, it is the main event of the year. I was just second to none. Yeah, so schedule on Friday the 6th of June. So the event is happening on the 7th and 8th of June. But on Friday the 6th, you can register early, and Warhammer World will close at 10 PM, a late close, so you can get some games in beforehand.
Oh, so can you just go there and
Warhammer World, you can just rock up.
You don't have to pay.
You don't have to pay or anything. It's all, the hall's free to use.
Brilliant. Yeah. And what's there to see at Warhammer World? So you're there until like 10 o'clock. I guess you could get a couple of practice games in.
Yeah, you could get a couple of practice games in.
Can you film back reps in there?
I think you need their permission.
We could ask them, because we are supporting the Hobbit hobby. Yeah. What do you think, guys? Are there any people there?
You can register early, so you can turn up a bit late on the second day of a lie-in. At Warhammer World, they've got obviously the gaming hall, which in itself is a spectacle to go and have a look at.
So it's like the inside of a castle.
Yes, yeah. But it's got loads of theming in there. We'll see it and give it a surprise for you.
Are you excited to see my excitement?
I am.
Yes.
Like the first time I went there, I got really giddy. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like you walk in and there is sort of like a sort of 6.5 foot lurts just at the doorway.
Really?
It's really cool. They've got their Hall of Miniatures, where you've got all sort of the painted models that we see from the rule books, and their sort of armies from every single race painted up lovely. Some out of production miniatures, some unreleased miniatures.
Just everything that they've ever done
in one place. Yeah. Occasionally they'll have armies taken out so they can photograph them for White Dwarf and things, but yeah. And then they've got the best bit probably is Bugman's Bar, which is a bar which I always tend to wear the hoodie from there. Yeah. It's a bar themed as a dwarven pub, and they've got their own board game released about the bar.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Bugman's, surprisingly.
Good game?
I never played it. But basically it's
we should do a special...
We should do a one-off, yeah. Basically the idea is you all pick a character, and it's basically just a bar fight. In the board layout is the map of Bugman's actual layout.
Right, okay.
And you fight around this to try and win the bar fight, basically.
It's pretty cool. You don't get many bar fights in there for real.
No, you don't. Not at all. Everyone's in there for a laugh. But
everyone's happy.
Yeah. So, the schedule, on Saturday the 7th, you get 4 games, 2.5 hours in length, and they will be selected randomly from the scenarios in the Lord of the Rings rule pack.
It's going to make it tough to prepare for.
Yeah, so you could have any 4 of them turn up, so you can't sort of rely on Lords of Battle turning up.
Damn it. That's what I want. To the death. Domination,
Lords of Battle.
Lords of Battle, and maybe Reconnoiter if I can sort my maths out.
If you can sort your maths out, yeah. They've got something called the Legends Painting Competition. Now for this, you can enter your army. If your army gets picked, you can enter your army. You can also enter a single painted miniature on 28mm base, a mounted model, and a monster and an artillery piece. These models don't have to be in your force. You can just bring them along for that painting competition.
I might speak to Kev.
Has to be your own model.
I might speak to Kev Lawrence, Denmark Spectre, UK Freddy Bear. You know, sort something out. Split the prize.
It's a certificate.
Oh, I'm not splitting a certificate.
No way. So the price of the ticket, which we'll come to later on, includes lunch. You get lunch and an evening meal.
What's the food like?
Food's quite nice.
What kind of food is it? Because obviously
it's really healthy like you.
Is it?
No. It's got things like lasagna, chips, pie. It's got some good stuff there.
Cool. Sounds like a good selection.
And if you're vegetarian, just let them know in advance, and they can make sure there is something there prepared ready for you.
Cool. Yeah.
So you get lunch. You get an evening meal as well. So just to stay late. And afterwards, you've got the Green Dragon Pub Quiz, which is hosted by Nick Baton. Now, this is a great little get-together, sort of like at the end of the day when we all go out for a drink. Yeah. Just do that, but in Bugman's Bar. And there's a Lord of the Rings themed quiz on with questions from the lore, from the rule book, and then you have this sort of little betting game, or have done in the past. So you've got Frodo versus Shagrat, War Leader. Bet who's going to win, and you'll earn points based on sort of who's more likely to win. So if you voted for Frodo to win that fight, and he does win, you get a big fluffy dice and roll them.
Wins the fight or causes wounds? Or just
wins the fight.
Kills him. Just a dice roll.
Kills him, yeah.
Okay.
Then you might gain sort of like 70 points for your team because Frodo's not likely to kill Shagrat War Leader.
Yeah.
If you pick Shagrat War Leader, you might get 1 point for your team.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's a really fun little game to play.
Who's won this in the past? I mean, who's been part of your team in the past?
In the past, I've had, well, when I used to come to it, Craig Johnson, James Braun, and usually one ringer, just to come in and help out.
Oh.
Like, it would just change each year.
Yeah.
And we're the Proud Feet.
The Proud Feet?
Yeah, and this is this horribly long-running joke where they go, the Proud Foots, Proud Feet. every time. The name.
Every time.
The name.
Well, there's something to be said for tradition. And who tends to win it? I can imagine it'd be similar kind of people.
We won it sort of like a couple of years on the trot, but recently, since Tom Harrison and Damien O'Byrne have started turning up, they've won it the past 2 years in a row, so I might jump ship. And
I heard that they wanted me and you on their team.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I don't blame you.
I want to win Summit.
I think that we should get together. I might do a little bit of flirting with them this weekend.
Yeah.
Like a bit of schmoozing. Yeah. Try and get in there.
So yeah, that's really good fun. And then it closes at 10 o'clock.
And this is so that each game is an hour and a half, so it's pretty good length of time, and you get 4 games in there.
It's an hour and a half, not 2.5 hours. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah. So an hour and a half, which is good.
That's the length of time we're playing our games. So yeah.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that everybody expected that it was going to be a 1,000-point tournament
with 5 games.
With 5 games, because that's what's happened in the past, correct?
That was correct. Yes.
And it looks like that some observing has been being done of what's been going on in the independent tournaments, which is great. That's a really good thing. It's not that bad thing. They've been spying on us. Yeah. It's a good thing because it's responding to what it needs. Obviously, 1,000 points could seem quite exclusive, and it needs to be some kind of entry level.
Yes. Yeah.
And they've gone for. I think it's a great points value. I've never played at the points value, but I think it makes sense. 600
points, which is good because it's not as exclusive then.
Not as exclusive, doesn't require you're going to get a lot of new players who getting 600 points together isn't going to be so tough, whereas getting 1,000 points together
1,000 points is
intimidating.
Yeah.
So that's really good, and it also means that you can get in more games.
We're going to get 7 games over the weekend, 4 on the Saturday, 3 on the Sunday. We did it first.
We did it first. That's becoming like a little running joke now as well.
For those who got to see that video.
Yeah. And this is interesting as well. Would you, someone who's been playing a long time, would you prefer to have less games of higher points cost, or would you prefer to have more games at lower points cost?
I'd rather have more games at lower points cost because I think in a tournament setting, which the Throne of Skulls isn't strictly a tournament, it evens out the chances of anomalies.
Yeah.
That if, let's say, going back to when I knocked Ed's Fellbeast over, that wouldn't happen reliably every single game.
No.
So if it was a 5-game tournament, that one game where Ed unfortunately lost isn't such a big impact on the tournament standings.
Yeah, still got a chance.
You still got a chance to sort of catch up when other people can lose other games. So I think more games is always better because you get to play more games.
Do they use a Swiss ranking system, or is it random opponents?
Well, actually, I'm going to have to have a look through here. Last one was random opponents, and I think that's the way they'll still do it because it's more about having fun and playing games rather than winning. Newbie, Jamie, newbie.
It's going to be good fun.
Yeah, it will be. But that's what it means. It means you could play you could have a really tough run and play sort of all the big names, as it were, or you could play people who are just...
It sounds like a really good first day. So what happens on the second day?
On the second day? Oh, you've lost the page. 3 games, lunch in the middle. And
you get a bit of a lie-in, don't you?
On the second day, yeah. 11 AM game 5.
No, that's not like an early start, is it?
No, 11 AM again. It probably means people can travel a bit more. Because when it used to start at sort of 10 AM, admissions, work, registration opens at 9. Getting there from Manchester, you'd be setting off really early to get there, and even further if you're coming from farther afield.
Yep.
Or you'd stay over in a hotel on the Friday night, which is an extra cost. And I think it helps doing this. Yeah,
I think it'd be a good idea as well. Like a lot of the guys who like getting together, especially after Mansfield, it'd be a good idea for us to find somewhere that's got like a hotel that we all stay together.
Yeah.
I know it's nice when people offer out their places and stuff. But then maybe somewhere that we can all go together so we can have a beer in the evening.
Yeah, well, we'll be drinking on the Friday. Yeah,
but on the Friday as well.
Just drink it.
And even carry on. Yeah, but close at 10.
Yeah.
Come on.
We'll probably end up going to Rock City.
Rock
City, Nottingham. It's
okay.
Good night. That's just the typical thing anyway.
So we got on the Sunday, it opens.
On the Sunday it opens 11 AM.
You get breakfast?
Yes.
Is that included in the ticket price?
No. Breakfast menu is you buy some breakfast separately.
Is it good value?
Yeah, you get lots. There's something called there's the Fat Bloke and the Belly Buster, and they are huge meals. I'm talking like man versus food style.
That doesn't sound very wargamerish at all.
How about Sunday? Are going to be games in Mirkwood. So you're going to have the new Desolation of Smaug scenarios with the Mirkwood rules. However, they said they've got one small change to that. Find it? Yeah, the Children of Ungoliant. During the games on Sunday, we'll be playing the scenarios from the Hobbit Desolation of Smaug, including using the rules for fighting in Mirkwood. For this event only, replace the result for spider-infested wood with this. At the end of each player's move phase, roll a d6 for each spider-infested wood on the table. On the roll of a 6, place a single, fully painted Mirkwood spider if you have one within the spider-infested wood. Is that not the rules anyway?
The Mirkwood spider is under control of a player whose move phase is currently during. They cannot move. I thought that was the rule.
I thought that was the rule.
Do you want me to check where you
just quick check? Yeah.
Oh!
So you'll need what you need for a regular event. You'll need your rules manual, the Desolation of Smaug expansion, copies of source books, expansions, and any additional books you require, gaming materials such as dice and tape measures, objective markers, 2 copies of your army list, 1 to hand in at registration and 1 to keep on you, and any extra models for the Legends of Painting competition. And you also, for this, there is writing your army list. Okay, so you need to bring a 600-point army, selected using the Choosing an Army guide on the Hobbit manual. And now there's some other stipulations.
Okay, so the change is, so in this one, it says, on the roll of a 6, place a single fully painted Mirkwood spider if you have one within the spider infested wood, but not within 1 inch of any miniature. The Mirkwood spider is under the control of the player whose move phase it currently is for the duration of the battle.
Is it evil in that?
And in this one, it's evil.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
Yeah, and I guess, cause, you know...
You could have evil for evil, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so a good little change there.
Yeah, so it makes it a bit fairer.
Now, so this is interesting. So this is an official tournament. You've got the 3 new Desolation of Smaug scenarios being played. And you've not got a chance to sort of be the attacker and the defender on each, so that's going to impact it a bit.
You've got to plan your army to be either or. You can't rely on...
I could do well on that second day.
You could do if you get the right attacker defender.
Yeah.
So scoring for the event. You get 3 battle points for winning a game, 1 for drawing a game and 0 for losing, 1 battle point for each favourite game vote you receive at the event. Be sure to vote for us. And 10 battle points
support your Hobbit hobby.
10 battle points if you comply fully with the Warriors Code throughout the weekend. Now this is something that's new, so I've never heard of the Warriors Code before.
And it's cool.
So the Warriors Code is that all your miniatures have been produced by Games Workshop, Citadel, Forge World and Warhammer Forge. So no sort of, proxies, basically. All the miniatures in your army must be fully painted. All miniatures in your army must be fully based. All miniatures in your army must be fully assembled. So no sort of, oh, his arm's fallen off, sort of thing. Your army list is selected from the current The Hobbit, an unexpected strategy battle game, or Lord of the Rings games, so no sort of custom models. All miniatures in your army must have the correct weapons or equipment as listed. So I'm going to have to get spears on my bow elves. You have to do some hobby work. You do not use proxies at Warhammer World events. All major conversions are approved by the Warhammer World events team in advance of the event. So you can convert some stuff, you just got to make sure that you speak to them beforehand. You treat all your opponents in a fair and even-handed manner. And you embrace the most important rule, and that's play in the spirit of the game. Do not get bogged down in the details of the rules.
Yeah. It's cool. That's very important. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to pause this, just in case we run out of space.
So that's the Warriors Code, and at the end of the event, the player who has scored the highest number of battle points from each faction will receive a Best of Faction award. The overall winner will be whichever of these players scores the best margin of victory, which we'll discuss in a second. This player will be awarded the title The Lord of Middle-earth, along with the coveted Throne of Skulls trophy itself.
It's cool. Fever has come back as Lord of Middle-earth. Just imagine, just the title.
The Lord of Middle-earth.
The Lord of Middle-earth. That is a title and a half. Who's the current Lord of Middle-earth?
Thomas Harrison.
Thomas Harrison is the current Lord of Middle-earth.
There was no Lord of Middle-earth last time, but he won it last time. I've
got 100% record again.
I've got a 66% record. 3 games I've won 2. Actually, I got 75%. Played 4
I guess
games.
It sort of helped playing against his Easterlings last time twice.
Okay, so the 9 factions that you can choose from are obviously all the source books, so the Free Peoples, Kingdoms of Men, Moria Langmore, Fallen Realms, Mordor.
I like that they call it the 9.
The 9, and they've got pictures of ring wraiths next to it up top here.
Clever.
Yeah, there's lots of little throwbacks to the films and the books.
It's full of flavour and theme and hobbiness.
Yeah.
You know, that a lot of people feel has kind of left Games Workshop on some elements, but this is sort of crammed with it.
Yeah.
It's all about the detail.
It is. It's so cool. And they've got lots of... when they speak to us on the forums, on the Facebook group, they throw quotes in all the time, and Nick Baton and the team are really cool guys. There's the Heralds of Freedom. Now, this is any good army chosen from either the Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, or from an Unexpected Journey. So you can ally your forces together, like Thorin's company could go with the Mirkwood supplements. The Denizens of the Necromancer, so any evil forces from the Hobbit releases. The Allies of Light, which is any good army chosen from 2 or more books. And Allies of the Dark Lord, which is any evil army chosen from 2 or more books. And to find the winner of the overall event, they're going to use the margin of victory. Now, the margin of victory says here, at the end of the event, we work out the average score of each of the races in attendance. We then compare the race's top scoring player to the average score of all players of that race. The amount which that player beat the average is called the margin of victory. For example, Jim came top of the Free People's players by scoring 25 battle points overall.
They should have written Jamie.
They should have. Or Thomas Harrison. The other Free People's players scored 19, 18, 14 and 12 respectively. Thus the average for Free People's score is 17.6 and Jim's margin of victory is 7.4. So let's say in Mordor the margin of victory was 8, but the person who came top had only scored, I don't know, 18, and everyone else had scored an average of 10, then his margin of victory would be higher than that of the Free Peoples.
That is really good, because it encourages people to bring armies that aren't necessarily, you know, the most competitive, for example, or from different lists, purely because you might perform better with that. So
that's going to do well for you if you take an all-mounted Rohan force, that you're going to be competing against other people who are only coming from the Kingdoms of Men book.
Yeah, so nobody else bring Kingdoms of Men. Nobody's be competitive. Let me win.
Well, see, the thing is, if people take Kingdoms of Men, they typically will include a hero from like the Fellowship or something, which would then throw them into the Allies of Light force. So if you do any sort of book swapping, you get put into this bigger pot almost.
Yeah, bigger pot. Yeah. So pure force
goes into its own little...
That's it, Alfred idea's out.
You go in pure Rohan.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Which means you could actually see quite a lot of people in the Allies of Light if they're going to take Alfred.
What do you reckon?
I don't know what I'm going to take, good or evil.
Assuming we get to practice on Tuesday, like to play around, see if it works.
See if it works as well or not. So, in the case of any ties between 2 players, either for best of faction or the Throne of Skulls itself, this is how they're going to settle tiebreakers. The number of battle points awarded from favourite game votes. So let's say me and you were tied to be the Lord of Middle-earth, and you'd receive 3 battle points from, so 3 favourite games, I got 2, you'd be the Lord of Middle-earth.
That made me happy.
If we both had 3, then the total number of battle points for following the Warrior's Code. So, let's say you brought an unpainted model, you might get 9 points, I'd get 10 points.
Yep.
And so that would be it. If that's still tied, how many games you've won, so that's where then I'd start to come above you a little bit here.
Yep.
Then 4th, how many players you competed against in your race to decide the Lord of Middle-earth only. So if you've played against players from your own race and beaten them, then you should be higher up than someone who's played from outside your own race, because you've beaten people that you're directly competing against. And then 5th and finally, if all that's tied, is the presentation of your army list. So if you've done a Charles and scribbled it on a bit of toilet paper.
Sam Jeffrey who did that.
Handed it in,
Preston, I think it was.
Napkin.
I think it was, yeah. I think it was Sam Jeffrey. Comment below if you know.
Yeah. Or as we've done.
That's good because it means that the priority
is on fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the priority is on fun. So let's get this right. First up, it comes down to obviously how you perform. So wins, losses, and draws. And then after that, it comes down to your margin of victory.
Well, your margin of victory is the one that will decide. So your wins, losses, draws can win you your best faction. Your margin of victory will decide whether you go to win the Lord of Middle-earth.
Oh, right, okay.
So let's say you win all your games, you should be doing quite well anyway.
Yeah.
But let's say everyone else in your chosen faction also wins a lot of games, your margin of victory is going to be low.
Yeah.
So even though you do really well, you might miss out because you've taken a strong faction.
That's really interesting.
It is.
This is really cool.
So what there was a lot of theorising last time was, do you go for a pure force or do you go for the mix and hope that other people don't go for that as well and don't perform as well? That's why Kingdoms of Men can sometimes do quite well, because it's a very attractive force for Gondor for new players to take who might not do so well. So it's all up in the air. You can't really predict how well you're going to do. So it is a good...
I like it. It really kind of adds a fun, interesting dynamic. Opens it up.
Yes.
It opens it, doesn't it?
Entirely.
Guts it like a fish. It's awesome.
Okay, and then there's something else they've got as well. It's called News from the Front. So this is, at the end of each sort of game, if something absolutely amazing has happened. So for here...
Thranduil knocking over a bunch of fell beasts.
Thranduil knocking over 4 fell beasts would probably win this.
Or...
Oh, actually, no. Last time, it was an orc spearman.
Salt throw.
No. An orc spearman, or just an orc, charged a dragon on his own, won the fight, wounded it, and the dragon ran away because it failed its courage test.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
And that was Mr.
That's so bad.
That was Sam Jeffrey.
Was it? With his orc spearman?
With his orc spearman. Who was...
Jammy.
Who did that?
Jammy boy.
Yeah. So that one, obviously, News of the Front, that was the best story of the weekend.
That's unbelievable.
You know, 5 points beats 350.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't plan for that.
You can't plan for that. And there are moments like this in every single game.
Yeah. So their example here is Tariel swung through the trees, gutting 4 orcs in one combat. So imagine 4 have surrounded her, she gets all the bonuses. Shooting 3 orcs on the way to do it, only to run into a pair of Mirkwood spiders about to kill or eat Keely the dwarf, and she slays them both. So that's over a series of turns.
I was going to say.
But I think they're just doing that to make it dramatic. That's the kind of stuff you want to see, you know. So let's say Tariel charged, the wargs charged Tariel, she goes a heroic combat, kills them all, charges it then into the 2 Mirkwood spiders to save Keely and kills
It's like
them.
Malbeth on the floor.
Yeah, that will be News from the Front. Malbeth passed 8 of his saves.
Saved himself 10 times with his own fate save, his own... unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that they want news from, and they will pick a best of story.
It's such a cool game, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Start reminiscing about these moments and
think, where you get sidetracked.
40
minutes later.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Okay, so then for the best army competition, which they will nominate you, and you can put your army out, and everyone will go vote during lunchtime to which one you wants to be.
There's more there, isn't there? An event to pack about the Legends painting competition, about getting favourite game votes.
Yes, yeah.
About the pub quiz.
So the awards that are on offer are, obviously, the Lord of Middle-earth goes to the overall winner.
Whoa, I've just noticed something.
Go on.
The pub quiz team wins a free round of drinks.
Yeah.
Tom Harrison, Damien O'Byrne, we are your friends. And we know you want to be part of all of this, you know.
Yeah.
Support your Hobbit hobby and have us on your pub quiz team.
We want drinks. There's a best of faction. There's something called the Elven Artisan, and this is the person who receives the most number of best army votes. The Artisan's Apprentice, this is to anyone who gets nominated. Heroes of the Green Dragon for winning the pub quiz. Legends of Painting competition winners for those who win the single model ones. News from the Front, single most heroic act, the player deemed to most perform the most heroic deed of all. The King's Laurels, to whoever gains the most favourite game votes. And the Knight of the Inner Circle. Now this is a rare and prestigious award given to any player who receives 7 out of 7 favourite game votes. I think I've only ever seen on their Facebook group 2 people out of all their tournaments get this.
As I said, that must be really hard.
Yeah.
You'd have to be so
nice,
so not
you know,
want to win.
Charles Sims, every tournament brings sweets to try and gain votes.
You're joking?
No, he's like, James, look what I got in my bag. He shows like 3 bags of Harrow. He's like, yeah, I'm going to offer them in each game to hopefully try and get some best opponent. It's just like you can't buy votes for giving people sweets, man.
I might give out massages or something.
I can give you a free PT session, free PT session, free.
It's worth 50 quid. Take me up on it. People might not vote for me after having a PT session with me.
Well, it's too late.
Yes. Wow. And this is the events pack. Now, so as an overall review, obviously they've gone from 1,000 points and 5 games to 600 points and 7 games.
Yep.
Good change or bad change? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, great change. Well done. Good decision.
Yeah, that's really taking note of what's going on in the community.
Yeah.
You know, which is what we want.
Mm-hmm.
That's really taking note and looking and saying, right, okay, why is the indie tournament scene picking up this year? Why is there lots of new players getting involved? You know,
you got these low tournament points that people can actually attend and get to, and build a force around that.
Yeah. Single army.
Mm-hmm.
Lower points got 600 points. I think is going to be. I think that's quite cool.
So it is. I think
500 could be quite awkward. You almost feel like you need that extra 100 points.
You'll find 600 even worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I've already written my list.
You've already written your list?
Yeah, baby. And it's all about hold ground and high ground. That list. Seriously.
Really? You've got like some foot sluggers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eowyn.
Yeah.
Leading them.
Yeah. Extra models.
Yeah. 12 more models.
Yeah, that's what I need.
13. Yeah.
Do all my usual stuff.
And then just have them to
run in on objectives at the end. That's the plan.
Yeah.
See how we get on.
600 is a bit of a weird one because you build your 500 point force, and I can generally fit sort of my 2-3 warbands in there. And then you sort of end up with this 80 points at the end where you're not really sure what to do with it.
Yeah, so what, 500 points?
No, 600.
At 600?
Yeah.
I find that at 500 a lot. You tend to get sort of 2 full, decent warbands, and then it's like you've got enough points to maybe have a hero.
Yeah.
Or lower the points cost of your other heroes.
Moses!
Yeah. It's the solution to everything. Yeah. Following one on eBay at the moment. Oh, yeah. It's quite thematic as well.
Yeah, it is.
The Rohan.
Yeah.
Cheap.
The allies.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
3 might.
Cool, so I'm definitely going to be attending.
We're going to go.
I think the ticket prices, off the top of my head, again, I'll put the proper price in the description.
They're more expensive than the indie events, but
yeah.
It sounds like you are getting the whole Games Workshop experience.
Yeah, I think it's between sort of £50 and £60, so it is quite expensive, but it's definitely worth it. And come to the event; it's going to be great fun. I'd
like to start the conversation because I think it's community unity, as it were, is really important. I'd like to start the conversation. Let's try and find somewhere that's really good to stay. That's got like a bar open late like that. Like that at B&B. That we can all go to, and we all right, let's all go to that place and, be together.
Typically we all stay at the, what's it called, Riverside.
Riverside.
Yeah, we stay at the Riverside...
I didn't say that.
We didn't say it, no. We stay at the Riverside Travel Lodge, and sort of taxis from there to Warhammer World are £5.
That's good.
So you can drink in like Nottingham and stay there.
Yeah, I've not been out in Nottingham since I did my pre-op training before I went to Iraq in 2000. I had some great nights out in Nottingham.
Nottingham's a good night out.
Yeah, I had some great night outs. I hope you don't run into some of the people I ran into back then. It could be awkward.
Went to a fancy dress party.
You didn't return my calls!
Went to a fancy dress party dressed as Jon Snow. Yeah. Me, I went to a fancy dress party as Jon Snow.
For a second, I didn't actually tie that to the whole Westeros.
You thought the weather presenter.
The Channel 4 news reporter. The one who does the whenever it's the election, he does all the cheesy graphic, these people are voting here, Jon Snow. Whoops. Is that him? Or is it the war correspondent, Jon Snow?
I don't know. But, went out as Jon Snow, had the full, fur cape on. Entire night people going. Yeah,
you've got the hair, haven't you?
Yeah,
and the beard.
Back when it was a bit longer and a bit curlier. Yeah.
No, but you've got it going on there.
People were swearing their allegiance to me all night. Basically, I got lost from the group I was with and ended up just wandering through Nottingham trying to find where I was meant to be staying as Jon Snow. And just people on the street were getting on their knee for me, and I was like, oh, I just want to go home. I'm sick of it now. I'm not Jon Snow. Stop it.
Yeah, I had some. I obviously can't talk about some of my stories on here for lots of reasons. This is a child-friendly channel. Let me see if I can edit out bits of it to kind of. I remember there was a situation that happened, which then involved lots of people, and this wasn't in Nottingham city centre. We'd sort of gone somewhere else someone got into a bit of trouble, and then loads of cars full of people started turning up and following us, and it was literally like, right, how are we going to get back to Chilwell? You know, get to back to barracks, and we could see like this car was like following us behind. We thought we were going to get drive by. Seriously, so it was this
Shottingham.
Well, there was this mad situation where I just turned around and said, "Why are we all stood together in a group? Like, come on, let's get ourselves into formation." And we started tabbing back. And then when we got to the guard room, it was like, listen, this car has been rolling behind, like it followed us all the way back. And it was like a good, it was like a good.
It's probably one of your MPs.
The military police, making sure we got back all right.
What are these guys doing? Just there running through the streets like...
That's possible. That is possible. No, it's not.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's like blah, 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 blah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some serious business.
Anyway, that was our sort of discussion of the Throne of Skulls event pack. Don't let us put you off with our bad stories of Nottingham. It's going to be a great event, and we hope you're going to be there.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
Get involved in this one. I know that we're really sort of plugged the independent tournament scene, but it's important that you go to the official events as well. Even though it's a bit more expensive, you are getting a whole experience, and it shows Games Workshop that there are a group of people who want this hobby to continue.
Yeah.
You know, how many did they get last year?
Last year they got just over 60, I believe.
Right, okay, well, I need to see...
We can easily make it over 100.
Easily.
We've got sort of 300 in the group, many from the UK. Come to the event. If you're under 16, you need a parent or guardian there to be with you. You've got to be at least 12 to attend. Yeah. But it's a great weekend. We've
nearly got 40 at our smallish independent event.
Yeah.
You know, surely you'll be able to get triple that. And then when you do go, it's important that you let all those players that don't know about the Facebook, the One Ring, the channel, let them know about it so that they can get involved in the independent scene, and then it's all just going to start
growing and growing.
And that is our responsibility. So guys, continue to support your Hobbit hobby.
Happy Strategy Battle Gaming, and we'll see you in June.
Woohoo!
Not beforehand.
See you there, guys.